Seatpost flexing and he had to send it back to Technology, and you had the same issue as well.
I had the same issue, but not as severe.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this or coping with it for like a year now, since I got the bike actually, and it's been annoying me. So I went to Trek, actually the day I got this OSPW, I went to Trek because they're just next door, and I told them, so Trek has a lifetime warranty, so I told them, if we can't get this fixed, then I'm going to have to do a warranty claim on the frame. But luckily we replaced, there's a bolt right here that goes straight through because it's an L shape, right? And this had damaged and a piece was broken in there, and it's aluminium. So when you have to be so careful when you torque it because it's so soft, the metal.
Okay, welcome back to another video, guys. Today I'm here with JD and a Trek Madone SLR 6 2021. JD, thank you so much for messaging me.
Anytime, man.
We planned this 6 months ago, I think.
Yeah, a long time ago, and I'm finally here.
Yeah, thanks so much for riding all the way down. I know you were like drenched in a bit of water.
Today was the storm of the century. It's the worst rain I've seen in this whole year.
Yeah, and you were down with COVID.
I was down with COVID just before we were supposed to film last time.
Yeah.
I got hit with the disease, but the good news is I'm back and I'm more stronger than ever.
Yeah.
Legs and lungs.
So JD, thank you so much for coming on my show. Before we begin onto the bike, could you please introduce yourself and tell us more, how did you get into cycling?
Oh, cool. So my name's Jano, or they call me JD. We'll take you back to 2020, back when COVID first came around, and it was about October. And I was getting really overweight, and it was becoming a big problem. I felt literally like a slug. But then my water ski coach kept trying to get me out. He said, JD, you got to get out on the bike, lose some weight, good for you, it's real fun. So he tried 3 times, and on the 3rd time he got me out, but on a mountain bike. So I went out with him, and that day I fell in love, man. And we went out to East Coast, down to Marina Barrage. It was tough, but it was super fun. Then fast forward to December, I went to Decathlon, and he recommended me a 105 Groupset aluminium bike. It's the Van Riesel, and that was my first road bike. And very fun, innocent times. We were joking about Groupsets, Dura-Ace, Ultegra. We're laughing about it. And back, I didn't know anything. Even how to use pedals or anything. So it's so much fun. It's like when you go to school, and then you graduate. And then I got the Madone. So I did 1,000 kilometers on the Decathlon bike. And then I knew it was time I needed to upgrade because I was coming home one day from ECP, and there was this very nice, beautiful bike behind me, and it was just freewheeling it. I could hear the hub. And I was pushing the most watts I could do, and I could only go 36 on that Decathlon bike. And the guy behind me was just waiting for me to get out of the way. And that's when I said to myself, I gotta get off this bike. So in January, I was looking at a few bikes, and I don't know why, but when I saw this Trek Madone, just the look of it screamed to me. And I fell in love, and I don't compromise. So if you really like something, I'll get it, because you don't want to have any regrets. So I made it happen in January. Very lucky, because very hard to get this bike. This was the only size and the only color they had for this Trek Madone. And I'm very happy to have this bike and to get it at that time. And that was January. And so I've been on the bike now for about a year.
And we ride together towards Changi Village at the, what's the name, TMCR?
Yeah, my favorite.
You are flying, yeah, it's my favorite as well, but I can never catch you. So just going back from the Van Riesel bike, and you said you fell in love with the Trek Madone, right?
Yeah.
Did you try looking at other bikes, or was Trek the only one?
I was looking at Giant, Specialized, but Specialized was just way above my budget for what, and the Giant was good bang for your buck, but the performance I thought wasn't there when it comes to, and to me, after my research, the Trek Madone is one of the fastest aero bikes out there. I hold it up as high as the Venge. You have a Venge, right? I hold both bikes on the same pedestal. Yeah.
Would you get a Venge then?
I wouldn't mind it, but I love the trick.
Yeah.
This is the design, but the Venge, I think I would get that as well if I could.
Right. So let's talk about the bike. So you are 175 centimeters tall.
Yep.
This is a size 54.
Yep. Medium.
Let's talk about how did you find the right size bike?
Okay, so funny question. So when I went to Decathlon, I bought the wrong size bike. I got a large, and so when I hopped on the bike, this part here, it was touching my inner thigh, and obviously that's the wrong size. So I was stretched out. So I already had a bad experience. So I didn't want to make that same mistake twice, and especially when you buy a very expensive bike. So I did a test ride on this bike, and I didn't feel stretched out. And I don't know, I did a lot of research, and 54 was the magic number for me. I didn't want to get a too small a frame, and I didn't want to get a big frame, so it was just luck, I guess. And again, this bike was just hard to get by itself. I was lucky to yeah.
Did you try different sizes when you were at Technology?
Yes, I did. I did a 56. And you need to be careful because they'll tell you the bike's okay for you.
I've been there.
Yeah. Really, they'll tell you the bike's okay, and they want you to swipe your card as soon as possible. So I was on a 56, and they're like,
So they told you 56 was good for you?
Yeah, they could have put me on anything, and they said it's okay. But I knew it wasn't right, and I wasn't going, because sometimes if you really want a bike, you'll compromise, and you get a size too big or a size. But I wasn't going to do that. I was going to walk out there with the right size bike or no bike at all, and wait a year or whatever I had to do.
But how come you weren't convinced with the guy when he told you 56 was good? Wouldn't you trust a guy who has
because
been working
even
there?
Back in the Decathlon days, I started doing a lot of research into aerodynamics, and I watched thousands and thousands of YouTube videos on biking, all aspects. And that's actually how I come up about how I found you. I was just on my recommended section, and since I watched so many bike videos, you popped up one day, and then I was like, I thought you did a good job, and I just kept watching your videos.
Thanks, man. And okay, so size 54. Now this is the perfect bike fit. Okay.
Yep.
Let's not talk any further. Let's go straight into the bike.
Yep.
Could you just run us through what setup you have right over here?
Oh, cool. So I've tried to keep this bike as stock as possible, actually. So the frame is exactly the same. I did upgrade the cranks, the same old Tegra, but they're actually a 4i dual power meter. Durace pedals. I got that Physique, the 3D printed saddle. I upgraded the bar tape because when you buy this bike, the bar tape is a lot of it in the middle, but I don't do much climbing, so I just try to keep it cut back aerodynamic. The lights are from Bontrager. Very beautiful how they integrate into the frame. Wahoo computer. So it's 4 Tegra. 1128 cassette, which I think is a good for going on the flats. 5236. But I did the big thing for me, the big upgrade was the wheels. So this originally came with the Alois Pro 5, which are 50mm depth wheels. But these are, I think you're familiar, these are the Princeton Carbon Works 6560. And they're really fast.
With DT Swiss.
DT Swiss 240 EXP. So normally they'll come with the white Industries, but I specifically wanted DT Swiss just for the maintainability, and also they're very, very good. I mean, I think industry standard.
Right.
Yeah.
Why the Princeton?
I've done some research. I was actually going to get Envy. I was thinking about Envy, but everyone's got Envy, right? And they're from 2016. Where the Princetons are 2018, so they're just a bit more, in my eyes, a bit more of a modern look. And I just love the wavy pattern for the crosswinds, sort of like the Zip, but the Zips are just these new Zip wheels are way overpriced. I think $5,000, just ridiculous. You could buy a bike with that nearly. And I just think these wheels, just like the frame, suits the bike fantastic. Like. One package.
How much are these wheels?
4,000. Now, the reason why they're so expensive is they're normally worth about 3.7 actually. But for Christmas last year, I wanted to get these wheels, but I wanted to get them within 2 days. So they're all sold out, of course, from One Bike Asia, right? So I had to go on Carousel and go for a very legit dealer. I actually went to his HDB to look at the wheels first in the box with the bags.
It sounds so dodgy, man.
Wheels can be fake, so you got to be careful. So I got the legit, and it worked out. But I had to charge. I had to spend a little more because of convenience, and of course I got the DT Swiss are a bit more expensive, the hubs, compared to the stock ones.
Coming from the Bontrager Aeolus to the Princeton, now Princeton is well known for this cutouts. What do you guys? Is there a name for it?
It's a wavy pattern.
This wavy pattern, right? Do you feel that there's any actual difference in this pattern?
Yeah, absolutely. So I go on TMCR every night, and I get hit with crosswinds left and right all day, every day. And the wheel reacts with these wheels. The wheel, because it's quite a very deep wheel, so that's the wheel reacts, but it snaps back instantly. So I've never felt compromised on my bike or had to slow down or have to try to balance the bike in these very strong winds. So far, it's working and as advertised, just like the Zips, I guess. But yeah, so they're not just for looks. There is a functional purpose behind it. But another big thing about these compared to the stock wheels, these are deeper and lighter than the LOS Pro 5s. The Pro 5s are about 1,700 grams, where these are 1,500. So I'm just winning on all categories, except for money, except for price, I guess. You know.
Speaking of price, what's the full price of the build right now?
Okay, so the bike stock was they put it at a beautiful price, $9,999. You know, just the $1 is just.
So you can tell people that the bike is not 5 digits; it's 4.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just it's a funny price, but I'm happy. So
yeah.
So $9,999, and then plus the wheels are 4, right? So we're at about 15. Then you got to buy your bike computer, your lights, your ceramic bottom bracket, your OSPW.
We'll get into that later.
Yeah, and the dual-sided power meter, everything. So I think everything up, honestly, I'd say 16 or 17.
Okay.
Plus, yourself, your outfit, your shoes. I found if you want to get the really good stuff, it's not cheap.
Yeah.
It's not cheap.
What is the weight of the bike?
8.5.
Damn.
Which is, I think we've talked about weight quite a lot. And the good news is that it's a lot lighter than my Decathlon bike.
No, nothing will be heavier than the Decathlon bike.
Yeah, the Decathlon was an 11 kg tank.
Yeah.
All right. Whereas this, I feel like it's not too heavy, and I can climb on it, and I feel like it's not compromising the weight, and I'm really fast on the bike, and I'm beating a lot of people. And I feel good. And at coast, I'm just whooshing on like a sail out there. No problem.
Yeah, let's talk about saddle now. This is the Physique, the 3D printed Physique.
Yeah.
Why this one?
Okay, so the stock saddle is the LOS Pro saddle. I got actually upgraded to the carbon saddle, but it's a short nose saddle, and the wings were very wide. But the issue with that saddle was my thighs were hitting it and causing chafing, and I used to. My bum used to get so sore that I literally had to get off the bike, and it was a huge issue because if you're uncomfortable, your performance goes down the drain. So I was doing a lot of research, and since I run Physique shoes and I love the shoes, I thought I may as well just stick with the same brand, good quality, and this had really great reviews. I like the 3D technology, and it works. And it's one of the most comfortable saddles I've ever used in my life.
Why not the power mirror?
Because I don't have an S-Works bike.
But who cares, man? Your ass is already on it.
Yeah, but it just doesn't feel right. It's like putting an Android battery in your iPhone.
How much is this saddle?
500, 600.
Okay. I
find that everything that's expensive, everything has a sweet spot when it comes to price, and normally 500, 600. Nearly every high-end component is 500, 600. Yeah, including the saddle.
Why the 4i power meter, not the Faveros? Faveros are very popular.
Yeah, I really love the Dura-Race pedals. The platform is very stable, and I've done over 20,000 kilometers using them. So I didn't really. I was thinking about getting the new one, right? But they don't work with Dura-Race pedals. You have to get the Ultegra, so I don't want to compromise on that. So, and the 4i, I actually started, if you ever want to get into the power game, as I call it, just start with a left left-sided crank. It's quite cheap. You can just put on one side, which is a good starting point. That's what I did. But then once you want to get serious and you want to see both legs, then you can get dual-sided. So it's, crank-based.
Do you find that your data on both legs are different, like as in one leg is stronger than the other?
Yeah, so as of now, when I look at my latest data, my balance is 50-50. So that's when you know you've got a good fit. Because if you're overcompensating, you have different percentages. Yeah, my left leg is a little stronger than my right. I'm left-handed, so it's about 52% torque effectiveness on my left, and about 49 on my right. So there's this slight difference. But when I did my bike fit, both my legs were the same length. So everyone's different.
Yeah. How are you finding the mechanical group set? Any plans to get the i2?
Yeah, so mechanical have been no issue. I think if you have mechanical, just make sure to look after it, clean your bike, and put on really good lube. And shifting performance has been fantastic. And just make sure to check your parts and replace them when they wear out. But shifting's fine. My friends who are in front of me who have the electronic group sets, all I hear is it's like some hydraulic car. Whereas me, I got that tactile feedback, and it feels nice.
Aren't you getting one soon?
Right now, my final upgrade for this bike, which is a lot of money, is a Dura-Ace Di2 12-speed, and I think the bike is complete. And
I don't think so, man. You're going to upgrade something else down the road.
Yeah, who knows? But the good news about this bike is that it's the highest grade carbon, which is the 800 OCLV, which they just come out in 2021. So I think moving forward, Trek will use the same carbon grade for the next 5-6 years. All they're going to do each year, the only difference will probably be the wheels and the group set, maybe the saddle, whatever. But so I can keep my bike relevant for the next 5 to 6 years. As you know, I have disc brakes and the cables are all hidden away. So it's really nice. So I don't have to be worried about anyone getting a new Trek Madone and looking better than me. I can stay in the leaderboard.
Yeah. Okay, the last part, you know what I'm going to point out, the OSPW.
Yeah, it's early days.
You just got it like 2 days ago.
I thought I'm doing this interview and it's such a highly contested subject, not just, it's everywhere. Like I've been in this bike game now just for a year, and the amount of times I've seen OSPW argued about online and everywhere, there's a lot of misinformation, there's a lot of different scenarios and stuff. So I just wanted, I just wanted to get it and try it. And I think, I like it.
You like it because of the looks, or?
I'll be honest, man, I was on the other side of the fence a week ago. Okay, I was like, nah, because I did my research, and my research concluded that the max gains you can get out of having this OSPW is about 1 watt, which is the same. What do you think? What else could you do to a bike to save 1 watt?
Well, you don't have bottle cages.
Exactly.
You don't have bottles.
For example, getting rid of your wires at the front, that's about 1 watt, So you spend so much money, and how can you justify the 1 watt? You can't. So it's not what it's about. So yeah, I like the look. And actually, the oversized jockey wheels are a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be. But so far, very, very positive. It's noticeably quieter than the stock one, which translates to the feeling of smoothness. And I'll be honest, my sprinting a lot has improved, and my climbing has improved. I'm not sure because of the articulation of the chain being a more favorable path, but so far, there's been no negatives about it, and the shifting is absolutely fine.
The negative is the price.
The price. So as I told you before, the sweet spot's about 500 to 600, right? But I don't know why, but this OSPW, I don't know, it's double that. It's like $900. And I'm not sure why. I think honestly it should be about 500. I don't know how they put the price right up there. I have no clue. But if money's not an issue, I think it's a worthy upgrade.
Like one of our friends said, it could be a placebo effect, the fact that you paid $900.
Yeah, he was arguing about that placebo effect, but I know what it's like to take pills. And trust me, this is not a placebo, okay? I don't have a disease or a sickness. I've spent so much time on this bike. I've spent more time on this bike than with my girlfriend, okay? Or my family. This is my family now. And I know what it feels like. I'm very aware of my body when I'm pedaling, and trust me, there is a difference. As I said, the quietness, I think, is what translates to the smoothness feeling. But definitely your less friction, right? Because the chain is not being angled so aggressively, yeah. But I think you should get one, man. I think I'm going to sway not just you, but the whole audience. It's good. but don't get an OSPW on a decathlon bike, on a 105 Groupset. Buy your dream bike. It should be one of the last upgrades.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I've upgraded everything else. And the OSPW is one of the, as you can see, it's the second to last upgrade on the bike, except for the Groupset. So it's an end game product.
Speaking of getting an OSPW not for a decathlon bike,
yeah.
Is there a specific OSPW that everyone should get then if they want to get an OSPW?
Sorry, could you repeat the question?
If someone wants to get an OSPW, because
yeah.
you said you shouldn't place an OSPW on a decathlon bike or a 105 Groupset,
yeah.
Is there then a specific oversized pulley that someone should get? Can it be like this from AliExpress? Just the fact that it's just oversized?
No. I wouldn't. I've done a lot. I wouldn't get it from AliExpress because normally the bearings will be open, right, and they won't be sealed. So literally, you buy it off AliExpress, the ceramic bearings will get contaminated, and then it's going to perform worse than a steel bearing. You know what I mean? Ceramic bearings are very good, very hard, very smooth, but if they're not protected by seals, it's gonna be terrible out there. So the only reason I got ceramic speed is because I also run a ceramic speed T47 threaded bottom bracket. So I wanted to keep, just like my shoes and my saddle, I want to keep both the brands the same. Yeah.
There's so much to talk about, but we are running out of time. We have Instagram Q&A.
Yep.
We'll leave more of the discussions to something else next time.
Yeah, exactly. We could do a podcast, so who knows. I'll be back for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on to Instagram Q&A. If you guys want to ask your questions, you can follow me on Instagram and you'll get a chance to submit your questions. So, JD, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
The first question, is the Princeton wheels worth it? Is it better than NV? I know you've not ridden on an NV.
I haven't ridden NV, but from my research, they're on the same class, same tier. But the reason why I got Princeton's over NV is I couldn't find, I could have gone to One Bike Asia and got a new pair, but everybody's running NVs. And I just think, I like the look of this on my bike better. And it looks like Bruce Wayne, Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks sick.
This is not a question but a statement.
Oh.
I know everything about the Madone. I just don't know when I'll be able to afford it.
Yeah, so the reason why I can afford it is very simple. I don't have kids, a wife, I have a job, so my responsibilities are very low, and it gives me opportunity to invest and afford a bike. And if you do want to get a really expensive bike, but you maybe not have the money, I suggest get an installment plan or something, so you don't have to compromise and regret buying a cheaper bike that you have to live with for the next 3 years.
It's crazy now that people are willing to go on installment plans for a bicycle.
Yeah, man, because you spend so much time on it, you may as well get what you love, because you're going to be spending a lot of time on it.
I want a very expensive bike, but my bank account just says no, man.
Exactly. But it's a dream. This was a big dream for me, and I just make it happen.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Is it me, or does someone else also sees that the Madone gets uglier as the frame sizes get smaller?
Yes, that's true. I saw the 52 and the 50. Especially this curved shape here, the top tube gets really weird. And actually, when you get to the lowest one, believe it or not, it's straight. From there to there, it will be straight. It'll look like a BMX bike or something. But I think 54, in my opinion, just looks good. Looks perfect.
I think it's because the Madone has just way too many bulging parts and stuff.
Yeah, the issue is this is H.1.5 fit. Okay.
What's that?
It's just a more aggressiveness or less aggressive position. So the previous one I think was 1, which is very aggressive, like those pro riders, and then 2 is very relaxed. So they decided for 2021 to go for in between, which I think is good. So that, yeah.
Offline, we were talking. We also have a mutual friend, Andrew, who also owns a Madone. A Madone was one of my bikes that I like. Recently, on one of my vlogs, subscribe if you're not. He was talking about the Seatpost flexing, and he had to send it back to Technology. And you had the same issue as well.
I had the same issue, but not as severe.
Yeah.
I've been dealing with this or coping with it for like a year now, since I got the bike actually. and it's been annoying me. So I went to Trek. Actually, the day I got this OSPW, I went to Trek because they're just next door, and I told them, and I said, so Trek has a lifetime warranty. So I told them, if we can't get this fixed, then I'm going to have to do a warranty claim on the frame. But luckily, we replaced. There's a bolt right here that goes straight through because it's an L shape, right? And this had damaged, and a piece was broken in there, and it's aluminium. So when you have to be so careful when you torque it because it's so soft, the metal. So they replaced the whole bolt for me and torqued it and put Loctite on it. So so far so good. But if it does loosen again, I'm gonna have to get a warranty claim, and it's a known issue actually, especially for 2021.
And the warranty claim is going to take you forever to get another bike.
Yeah, as I said, this was hard enough. So I'm trying to do this temporary bandage, and I'm hoping it solves it for good.
Right. Next question. Do you wear black jerseys because your bike is already black? And tell us more about your jerseys.
Okay, so I run this raw carbon, by the way. The reason why I do a new look every like 3-4 months. Like I don't just do one thing, I do the whole outfit. And I like to run, I would not recommend doing all black, especially at night, because I do most of my running at night. So I want to be seen. So I thought white and black is a good combination between pro look, everyone likes the white shoes, right? And reflectiveness out there on the road. That's why, I run this outfit.
Right. What is your fastest sprinting speed on flat roads?
Okay. Well, I'm not a sprinter, but I am practicing at the moment to sprint. But I can, down southbound at TMCR, sitting down on the saddle in an aero horizontal elbow position, I can do 40, averaging on the southbound segment, 48.6 kilometers an hour for 5 kilometers, which is like 6 minutes and 16 seconds.
Yeah. Which
is pretty quick for a road bike, and it's really, really fast.
I can attest to that because I ride with you and I can never catch up with you. It's just too fast, man.
Yeah, but it's not just the bike though, it's position.
It's the position, yeah, agree. Any plans to slam the stem?
No plans, because my flexibility, I can't touch my toes. So I did a bike fit. And
with who?
Performance bike fitter. They did a good job. The big thing they did for me is move my cleats all the way back because it helps stabilize the foot. And I have a lot of upper body mass, so I have a lot of weight up the top. So if I slam the stem, one, it's gonna hurt me because I'm not that flexible. So I go for a more of a aero tuck position, which works fine. The reason why you see people slam their stem, especially the pros, is because they're running small frames. So actually, if you measured the distance from here to here, it's actually just like you. But it just looks very big because they're on a small frame. So there's a lot of misinformation out there, especially slamming stems and that. And don't get congested by that. Get a bike fit, actually. I think that would be the best advice I can give you.
Yeah.
When it comes to that.
I think it's too late for me to get a bike fit.
I'm happy I got it because honestly, I didn't know much about what the correct position should be until I went for the bike fit.
Let me just pick a couple more questions. We are a bit over time.
Yep.
How comfortable is the ISO speed compared to any other aero bikes? Does it feel like a heavy bike to ride?
Doesn't feel like a heavy bike to ride. It feels like I'm gliding along in a sailboat and the wind's behind me. And the ISO speed works. So there's adjustable plastic bit. You can slide back and forward. The more back, the more stiff. The more front, the more flexible. And it works. If you move it the way back, you'll feel the difference straight away. So this is one of the smoothest, fastest rides out there. So when I go over a bump, I don't feel it because it's a combination with the 3D printed saddle, the ISO speed, and of course your chamois in your bib. Very smooth.
This is the SLR version. Why? Okay, how do you differentiate between the two, between a SL and SLR?
Simple. SLR is about 30 grams lighter, and I believe 30% stronger compared to. So this is 800, right? Whereas the previous generation SL, I think, was 700. And then if you get the even lower model, it'll be like 500. So pretty much it's the lightest and the strongest and stiffest.
Aesthetically, can you tell the difference from an SL and
Just
SLR?
by the number, I guess, that's printed on the down tube. But of course, this is my first trick bike, so I haven't ridden any other grades. You probably can't feel it, I guess, but it's just nice knowing you have the lightest and top tier frame. It's sort of like S-Works Fact 12R and 10. You don't really see it, but you just know it.
Okay, let me pick one more very good question. Is there still a bad stigma attached to track because of Lance Armstrong?
To the stunning interview with Lance Armstrong, coming clean to Oprah about doping to win.
My answer by saying that this is too late. I view this situation as one big lie.
Love Lance. He's an idol of mine. He's going to be an icon forever. I don't think so anymore. You know, back then everyone was doing it. And not just in cycling, but all sports. And if you didn't do it, you don't win. And guess what? If Lance didn't do it, Trek wouldn't have got as big as they are now. So Trek, I think, thanks Lance for his contribution. He's the one who actually brought the Madone to where it started and where it is. So without Lance, we wouldn't even have this Madone and we wouldn't be doing this interview right now. So I don't...
You'll be on the Giant.
I don't know where I would be. I'd probably be back in another country, back in Russia or somewhere. But so, yeah, I think that's an unfair question. And I think we shouldn't hit Lance. I think he was a great cyclist, battled cancer. No ill intent or bad words to say about him from me.
Okay, that's the end of the Instagram Q&A. We missed one very important question is, what do you dislike about the bike?
Okay. Well, as I said, for the last 1 year, I've really been disliking the IsoSpeed bolt getting loose because it causes the seat post to wriggle. But thankfully, it's fixed now, and now I love the bike. And anything else? I guess, you know, of course, the weight. Because I feel kind of bad that my bike's always going to be the heaviest, and everyone brings up that fact. But the weight, that would be number one. But you can tell it's a very thick down tube, right? There's a lot of material here. It's fully blown aero bike. So I'd rather have this kind of look than a very skinny tube light bike because I don't climb. I'm mostly on TMCR going.
Yeah.
There isn't anything else, man. That's it. I'm happy. I'm already happy.
We'll see. The next time you'll come back with another bike, maybe.
No. You know, I don't have room. That's why we live in condos here in Singapore.
No, you can just sell this off and get another one.
You know, because I bought my mum a Trek Madone, 2022 one, and she said no more anything. This is it. We can't fit anything more because this is not my only sport. I also do water skiing, and we're not. I just don't have room. Yeah.
If you don't want this bike, you want to upgrade, I have room in my space if you want to toss it over.
It's an interesting question that I don't know how to answer. But
it's not a question, it's just a statement.
Okay, so you want my bike. Well, that's a nice compliment, and I'll take the Venge, and I'll ride your bike for 3 months.
I'll get the OSPW out first, though.
Oh no! I like this thing. I know you want one, by the way.
No.
You keep saying you don't want it, but I know deep down inside you want it.
I mean, of course, if it's given to me for free, I'll take it, man.
Man, you know what? I'm gonna buy. You know what? I might buy you one. When's your birthday? Then?
Tomorrow.
Okay, then. I'll go get you one. I think you're gonna love it. Cause I'm loving it. And I used to be on the same fence you used to be, saying how bad it was. 1 watt, not worth the upgrade. But nah, since I got it, I'm happy, man.
But I think, to be honest, I really can't comment because I don't have one. I really can't give.
Well, that's why I bought one and came for the interview because I wanted to have a few comments about it.
Yeah.
And so far, no negativity attached to it. I think it's good.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see in the comments. People with OSPW, no OSPW. We'll see what they have to say.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so anyway, this video and all my other interviews, they are available on Spotify if you guys want to listen on it as a podcast. So JD, that's the end. Thank you so much. 35 minutes. Any last words you want to mention? Or
yeah.
Good?
Join Oompa's, what is it called? YouTube.
The membership.
I'm actually a part of it. And
that's because you're always on my vlogs, man.
Well, yeah, if you want to see more of me, become a member because we do a lot of the I subscribe because I love the cycling vlogs. And I get to see myself as well. But it's cool, man. I like to support you, and I think you're doing a good job here, man. The community we're gonna be driving this whole channel forward big time.
Thank you. So that is the end. If you guys enjoyed this video, do consider subscribing, and if you want to feature your bike, just message me on Instagram, and that's the end. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.
stepped across the fire.